What's up, guys? It's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Pickdroppers, back at it again with the 2K17 Blacktop 1v1 video. Now, in this video, I am DeAndre Jordan, the Ballers, and Tyrone is Hassan Whiteside, the Ringers. And I want to talk a little bit about the NBA season and what has happened so far for the past week, maybe even 2 weeks, because, you know, I've talked a lot about the big teams like the Warriors and the Cavs, but I also want to talk about individual players. I did that at the start of the year, and I want to do it a little bit more now. And I just want to talk about the big name players and what they've been accomplishing this year, and some players that have gone under the radar. Now, the first name that I want to bring up is Russell Westbrook, and I want to talk a little bit about him not making the All-Star game, or not starting in the All-Star game. I find that an embarrassment to the league, and it just makes absolutely no sense how he is not the starter when he right now is averaging better than a triple-double. That's just amazing. And when I go down to Stephen Curry, who is starting over him, he's averaging 24.6 points, 6.1 assists, and 4.1 rebounds a game. And I go up to Westbrook, more points, more assists, more rebounds per game. Now, I understand that Curry plays with better players, so his stats won't be as good. But, you know, to get the assist, Russell Westbrook has to pass to people. And he's passing to, like, no-name players except for Steven Adams. Nobody else knows who the rest of them are. And so what Steph Curry's doing is just amazing. And the fact that he is not a starter is just embarrassing. And it's just a joke for the NBA. And they definitely need to change how the system works or something like that. They need to do something because it's really not good. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, not just me, want to see Russell Westbrook starting in the All-Star game. He's one of the most electric players and just one of the best players in the NBA. So I don't understand at all why he's not playing. Arguably the best in his conference and the best in the league. You can make a stance for it. I still think LeBron's the best in the league, but you could definitely make an argument for Russell Westbrook. Now, a player that I've seen go under the radar. Now, a lot of people think he's really good, but he's been playing great of lately, and I don't know why he doesn't get more recognition, and that is DeMarcus Cousins. He does play on the Kings, you know, which never helps, but he has been playing really good of lately. He's right now averaging a triple-double, which is definitely really good. He's even 5th in the league in points per game. And I just don't understand why people aren't giving him so much credit, because he's definitely been playing really good this year, and I've definitely been impressed with how he's been able to help the Kings. Even though the Kings aren't in the playoff race, they're 16-27. They've just had a rough stretch, and they're a pretty good team, and they're only 2 games out of the playoff spot because the 8th seed in the West is just horrible, just an embarrassment. And for some reason, the Trailblazers are just not playing good. They're not able to beat pretty bad teams, and it's just not been looking good for them. And that's definitely something I found very interesting. I thought they were going to definitely be one of the top teams this year. I think there's many reasons why the Trailblazers have not been playing so good of late. December, they had a stretch where they went something like 1-10, which is definitely not good at all. And so that never helps a team when you go that bad in a stretch of games. They just beat Boston in overtime after a 4-game losing streak. And they played a couple of hard opponents, that's for sure. They've had a pretty hard schedule, I would like to say. But they definitely need to get stuff going. Evan Turner playing 40 minutes is definitely not going to help when he's getting 12 points in that much time. McCollum played really good, and so did Damian Lillard. And that's why I'm surprised. They have 2 really, really good players on their team in Lillard and McCollum, and they still are unable to do anything on offense. And I just feel bad for them because they're definitely a great team. and I definitely thought they would be somewhere at this time of the year. Definitely not the 9 seed, and out of the playoff race. Even though they are only a half a game back, they're still out of the playoff race. So technically tonight they could be in first place, but I do not see that happening. I just don't see them winning. And actually, no, by tomorrow night, they can be in 8th place. So that's definitely interesting. And, I'm definitely very surprised by that. But another thing I'm surprised by in the Eastern Conference is how well teams have been playing in the lower part of the playoff standings. Because it's almost always the East has horrible playoff standings at the very bottom. And I've noticed that for the past 5-6 years. And I feel like if I were to choose a conference, I would choose the West. But if I had to choose a conference as a whole, I would choose the East. Now, the reason I choose the West as a conference, if I just had to pick a couple of teams, is because their top 3, I would arguably say they're better than the top 3 in the Eastern, or the top 3 in the Eastern easily, without a doubt. And the number 3 seed in the West is better than the number 1 seed in the East, percentage-wise. And I've definitely found that really interesting. Another thing I found really interesting was that Cleveland is 8.5 games up in their division. Let that sink in. That is crazy. 8.5 games. Just imagine that. That's just amazing. They're definitely very well coached. And being up that many games, it really shows something to their team. And it really shows how well they play. And it kind of also shows how bad their division is. Because if you go over to the Western Conference, San Antonio, who's first in their division, they're second place. They're also better than Cleveland. They're only 2 games up in their division. That's definitely interesting. And Golden State, they're up 9.5 games. I'm not too surprised by that. But what I am very surprised by is Utah is number 1 in their division. They're right now on a 6-game winning streak. They're right now playing Oklahoma. And Oklahoma's second in their division. They're 3.5 games back. And it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen. I'm hoping just for a good game. I'm probably going to watch the game tonight if it is on TV. But I'm not sure. All I'm hoping, though, is for a great game to be played. And even though it's at 9, I'm just hoping for a great game. And hopefully I don't get too tired. But it is on Root TV. I'm not sure if I have that channel. But I'm just hoping for a great game, even if I'm not able to get it. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Washington Wizards. As you guys know, they are my team. They're right now second in their division. They have won 7 out of their last 10. They came off of a very bad loss to Detroit on a last-second tip-in, and so that definitely hurts your team's morale. They were up by a lot in the 4th. They outscored Detroit by 15, but they were unable to get the victory. Great comeback, though, but, when you shoot 91 shots and only make 39, that never helps. And when you're 8 from 26 from the 3, that doesn't help either. And I definitely think they can make a push to be first in their division. I don't think it will happen, but they have a great chance, They are not too far behind Atlanta. They're only 2.5 games back, and so that's definitely not too far. And there's still a lot of season to play. Washington definitely has a very good roster. At least I like to believe that. Otto Porter has definitely came on to help. We have Beal, Wall, Gortat. They've definitely been playing very good. Morris has definitely stepped up when we needed him to. And as a team total, we've just been playing very well of late. I'm definitely happy with their performance 2 nights before their loss against Detroit, against the Knicks. Morris had another really good game. So did Porter. Gortat had a double-double, and John Wall had 29 points. In our bench, usually we play about 3 or 4, or sometimes even 5 players off our bench, to get them in, get some mix in. But I'm definitely happy with how they've been playing. They can lose their spot as number 2 in the division with a loss tonight. That would definitely suck. But they've definitely been putting up a good amount of points. They put up the 4th the most points in the league. Actually, Brooklyn has put up 106 points per game, even though they're the worst team in the NBA, which is technically 4th in their division, or 4th in the conference, tied with the Wizards. But I give the Wizards the nod because they've just been playing better defense. And, Brooklyn is giving up 114 points. That is more than the second place team by 6 points a game. And that's, you probably don't think that's a huge margin, but it really is. And teams that can't play defense are always near the bottom of the list in the league. The top teams usually give up around 100 to 105 points, and the good teams are able to score about 105 to 107 to 108 points a game. And as long as you can play defense, you're pretty much good. And so I've definitely been surprised by a lot of things this year. Every single year you always get surprised by stuff. I didn't think the Wizards would be this good. I thought this was going to be another rebuilding year. And, Philadelphia has definitely exceeded my expectations. I did not think they would be as bad as they were last year, but I didn't think they would be this good. They're 7-3 in the last 10, and I'm definitely impressed. Their coaching has definitely done a good job this year, and that's pretty much all for the recap. You guys saw DeAndre Jordan won the game. Definitely a very good game by Tyrone. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, comment down below on what you would like to see next. It's your boy Pickdroppers, and I'm out. Peace.